Reviewing cold cases with fresh eyes. Could a handwritten note more than 30 years old help identify a young John Doe found in the woods in Garfield Heights? For decades, the clues left behind haven't been enough to find his name. But now the medical examiner is taking another look at his case. Investigator Sarah Goldenberg continues our series tonight, Unidentified.
Children played outside in September 1991 near a gravel road dotted by power lines and trees when they stumbled on something no child should see. Partial skeletal remains in the woods behind houses on East 81st Street in Garfield Heights. Police and the coroner at the time tried to identify the young man, asking for help from the public. But time passed and the case went cold. Decades later, Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner Dr. Thomas Gilson is looking into the case again.
It's incredibly suspicious circumstances, and as you said, younger person found, in a location that would be, suggestive maybe of concealment. And then there are some findings I don't want to necessarily go into right now, but they kind of speak more to foul play than not.
Dr. Gilson tells us this young man was found with something around his neck. At the time, the coroner classified his case and several other cases as violence of undetermined origin.
And unfortunately, I think they languish in terms of workup with what we can do because they're undetermined and not seen as homicide.
He wants to reevaluate some of these cold cases with detectives.
To see if we can kind of get them more appropriately certified if we suspect foul play, at which point more resources kick in terms of trying to identify them than just what we have in-house.
Here's what we know about Garfield Heights John Doe. He was African American, 18 to 21 years old, 5'7" with short black curly hair. His weight and eye color are unknown. He was wearing this red short sleeve shirt, Levi blue jeans, and a brown belt with a gold buckle, and white Nike sneakers with a green stripe and purple insoles. But what stands out the most is this handwritten note on a paper that says, "For Daddy, miss you," found in his shoe. It reads, "We can't wait to see you. Love, Cynthia and Boo Boo."
This case had some interesting evidence left behind. There was the note found in the shoe. How can something like that be helpful in the investigation?
Maybe, that person didn't appreciate at the time or didn't hear at the time that this was part of the investigation, but now, you jog a memory of somebody who is missing this person.
Does any of this evidence look familiar? Do you know who Garfield Heights John Doe was? We asked Dr. Gilson if DNA from this John Doe could be used for investigative genetic genealogy, since we've seen several cases solved with this method of advanced DNA testing and genealogy. He told us they have to check their evidence and could possibly retest it. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
Well, if you know who this man was, call the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office at 216-721-5610. Select 1 and ask for the Investigations Department. And streaming right now on 19 News Plus and our mobile app are profiles on dozens of unidentified people who are still waiting to get their names back. Check out the 19 Investigations section to see if you recognize anyone and find out how you can help solve cold cases like this one.